Hello everybody, it's the Fantasy Football Almanac here, back at it with another best ball draft video. Today we're hopping in a puppy draft, $5 best ball league on Underdog Fantasy. We got the ninth pick, we're loading in, we got the first three picks off the board. These picks are absolutely flying off this board. We're hoping for a great draft here, an absolutely stellar draft. Here we got Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp, and Justin Jefferson, all coming off the board here. It was pretty interesting to see. Pretty standard top four. Actually, the exact order the top four is supposed to go in. So it is pretty interesting to see. Very, very standard. Now we got DR1, the professor is up. He's a very experienced drafter as well. The experienced drafters always wait the full 30 seconds, which is probably pretty smart. But if you know you're taking Jamar Chase, take Jamar Chase. Come on. I feel like there really isn't too much of a decision there, but I can't fault him. Take your time. You got 30 seconds. Why not use it? Breeze the truth. Sorry to inform you, Breeze is unfortunately out of the league. I know, breaks my heart, breaks everybody's heart. Either way, he is up. We got 2 seconds left. 1 second. He could be on auto draft here. Then we got Chris F1B. Chris F1B is up. Let's see who he ends up taking. Here, we're probably going to end up taking, I imagine Derrick Henry's probably coming off the board. So here we most likely will be taking Najee Harris. I think Najee Harris has to be the pick here. Goes in line for absolutely ridiculous volume. 307 attempts and 74 receptions. And his touchdown total is a little underwhelming, honestly. I hate to say it. God, we got a lot of people taking their sweet time. Okay, we got to go Derrick Henry here. You don't see Derrick Henry falling to the ninth pick too often, which will give us an opportunity to potentially get a very interesting stack here. Maybe get him and Joe Mixon, or him and CeeDee Lamb, which is something you don't see too often. Maybe Devontae Adams even. There's a lot of players here that could end up coming to us that we could pair up with Derrick Henry and have a very unique team combination. And that's ultimately what you're looking for here in the first couple rounds. Get these guys to have a very, very unique team combination. We got Travis Kelce coming off the board. All we need is one reach. All we need is one Mike Evans coming off the board. And we will be guaranteed either Joe Mixon or DeAndre Swift here, which is fine. I will gladly take that. We got Alejandro taking Kyle Pitts. Oh my God. All right, so here we're taking Joe Mixon. We got to take our boy Joe Mixon. Absolutely love this. Oh my God, he took A.J. Brown in the first round too. Thank you, Alejandro. You really are a true bro for your $5. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for your $5. $5 donation. Could have given it to charity. Could have given it to the church. But instead, you spend it on a best ball fantasy league. So here we are. We got Kyle Pitts off the board. We got Joe Mixon now. I really, really like this team. Joe Mixon and Derrick Henry. This was actually my running back room in my main league last year. Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon. I had the fourth pick in a 10-team fantasy league. My home league, I got Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon in the third round. And then I'm taking Pat Mahomes. My team was pretty good. Got second in that league. I had a really good team. Deontay Johnson, good wide receiver. Obviously, I don't know if you know him. That team was pretty good. But this draft so far is somehow even better. We got Derrick Henry. I didn't even notice the A.J. Brown pick in the first round. Oh my God. Wow. We are seeing history here, boys. History in the making. Oh my God. So somebody needs to take a picture of that. Alejandro, first round, A.J. Brown. Think you could have gotten him in the second, buddy. Mike Evans, Aaron Jones, T. Higgins, DeAndre Swift, Deebo Samuel, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, notably, honestly, falling a little bit. Normally, his ADPs are around 19 now. Ahead of Deebo Samuel, ahead of T. Higgins, ahead of Aaron Jones now, almost at this point. He may not be ahead, but he's not behind by much. Yes, pretty interesting so far. T. Higgins going surprisingly early to breeze that truth. Now we got the combination of Tyreek Hill and Keenan Allen coming off the board as well. Here we're really oh my God, I didn't even notice this. What the heck is going on? Mark Andrews still on the board, 6 picks away. Mark Andrews falls to the 303. Guys, what are we witnessing here? Cooper Kupp, Saquon, and Mark Andrews? Oh my God. I wish I was drafted at pick 3. This is absolutely crazy. So this draft is absolutely going buck wild here. We're witnessing probably one of the craziest drafts I've ever seen. We got Nick Chubb still on the board. Oh my Oh my Lord Jesus, this draft is crazy. I might have to take Nick Chubb here, honestly. I don't think he'll be on the board still. But I might end up taking James Conner. I might end up taking DJ Moore. I don't think DJ Moore will be on the board either. I might end up taking Josh Allen. But the way this draft's going, I mean, there's really just so much. I didn't realize that, this running back room all really grouped up. I think DJ Moore will be off the board here. I'm assuming at least. Will be interesting to see. Will be very interesting to see. But now he's got the best quarterback of his entire career in Baker Mayfield. And we already do have two running backs. So it is possible we can take him and then wait till next round and hopefully get one more of these RBs, because I would like one of these RBs. They're all really, really, really good. Although we obviously don't need an RB at this point. DJ Moore does come off the board. Shit. That means we do have to take James Conner. I'm surprised. I don't know why James Conner's only projected for 210. He got 200. I mean, I guess he had 15 touchdowns last year. But he got 239 points, and he's definitely getting way more attempts. Benjamin's and Darrell Williams, there's two backups. He's getting all the attempts in this offense. And now there should be some wide receivers coming off the board. But at this point, I really do like Marquise Hollywood-Brown almost as much, or more, only a little bit more than I like Deontay Johnson. And I think Deontay Johnson will still probably be on the board here. Whereas these running backs come flying off the board now, we were able to scoop up this value with James Conner. We don't really have to worry as much now. We'll let PSA 10 take Marquise Hollywood-Brown. We probably won't get Jalen Waddle either, although that's who I'll be eyeing up. If not, we'll take Deontay. Be fine with it, because our team combination's already most likely pretty unique. I mean, I imagine too many people haven't gotten Derrick Henry and Joe Mixon values, and then James Conner at his ADP, pretty much. We got Jalen Waddle coming off the board. As long as Deontay Johnson doesn't come off the board, we are happy here. We are a happy, happy camper. I imagine Alejandro loves to do whatever he loves to do. I mean, taking A.J. Brown, he's got one of each position. He takes Gabe Davis here. We're getting Deontay Johnson. We're happy. Wide receiver one, Deontay Johnson. This is looking, oh my God, this is really crazy. In my main league, I had James Conner, Joe Mixon, Derrick Henry, and Deontay Johnson. This is ridiculous. All right, now I guess I have to take Dalton Schultz in the next round. I got to take Kyler Murray too. We could realistically get Kyler Murray too, and I could just draft my team from last year. Take OBJ in like the last round, getting burned on that. That's really funny. All right, so now we're hoping. We kind of just sat in on the middle of a wide receiver run. We got Marquise Hollywood-Brown, Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle, Gabe Davis. And we got our guy, Deontay Johnson. And we also did start a nice little tiny running back run, which is nice. So we're able to hop in on the wide receiver run, get some value, start a little running back run. Because after Travis Etienne, I mean, I still think the running backs are really good. Guys like Breece Hall, Cam Akers are honestly, in my opinion, being suppressed a little bit compared to these wide receivers. If I didn't have somebody like Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, and James Conner, wow, Brandon Cooks coming off the board at pick 43. Oh my God. But if I didn't have somebody like these three running backs right here, and now two, are all really really good running backs. Cam Akers is being, in my opinion, ridiculously slept on this year. Sure, you could argue he had the injury. He was very, very inefficient. But the fact that he came back from a torn Achilles, you can never, ever have I ever seen a player tear his ACL, tear their Achilles, and come back in the same season. Never. And you're expecting Cam Akers to be 100%? You're expecting him to get 5 yards a carry, 4 yards a carry? There's just no way. It's impossible. In his situation, being as hurt as he was, it's just, there's really no way. So I think Cam Akers is being ridiculously slept on. The fact that he came back into that offense and had production, any production, the fact that they gave him one touch, even, is insane to me. One touch for a guy who tore his Achilles and coming back the same season. I've never heard of that. Have you ever heard of that? So that's why I think Cam Akers is really, really good. Same thing with Breece Hall. All three of these running backs, Breece Hall, Cam Akers, and Travis Etienne, these guys who haven't played really snaps in the NFL, I really like them all. The problem is I can't really draft Etienne anymore as much because I don't really like his price point at this point, but still, I think he's a very, very interesting player. Here we have potential for value too. I mean, I like Lamar here. like Rashad Bateman here. I even like David Montgomery if there really is no wide receiver value, but probably Darnell Mooney over Montgomery. Two Bears players with the initials DM. But if I had to pick one, I am picking Darnell Mooney because of the situation we're in. Although I do think David Montgomery is also another. I think all these running backs are drafted just too low, honestly. Maybe that's something I need to work on. Maybe I just need to work on maybe taking wide receivers even higher and taking these running backs later, scooping up this value. But literally all these running backs are slept on in my opinion, pretty much. I mean, I'm in favor of drafting pretty much all, honestly. Even J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins is the running back 21. Like I really just don't understand it. Rashad Bateman coming off the board here. Shit. Oh man, boys. And even though I don't like it, even though I really don't like it, taking I could just take Chris Godwin. That's probably what I'll do. Although, yes, it is a reach. It is a reach. I understand. Taking Chris Godwin here, I would prefer him over DK Metcalf, honestly. Stepping into the offense with the GOAT. He will not start the first few weeks. That is okay. His quarterback is known as, goes off the board right here. One pick before me. His quarterback's known as the GOAT. I don't know if you heard of him. Tom Brady. Pretty decent. So here we'll take Chris Godwin here. Get our wide receiver too. Have Deontay Johnson and Chris Godwin. What a combo. What an offense, honestly. Kyler Murray does come off the board as well. If DK Metcalf makes it back to us here, though, we have to take him, though. That's just too much value. I mean, if you guys are handing me DK Metcalf on a silver platter, I'll take it. If not, Jalen Hurts would probably be the pick, or J.K. Dobbins. Even though, again, I'm not really in favor of taking these running backs too much. If the value is there, we wouldn't have to take another running back the entire draft. If we can get one of these guys. Not one. Not one the entire draft. And we still have, Deontay Johnson and Chris Godwin. Too good. Okay, DK Metcalf comes off the board. So does David Montgomery. Realistically, I'm hoping for Jalen Hurts here. I've been drafting Jalen Hurts absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere in drafts this year. I think he is one of the best values. I mean, he finished as the quarterback 8 last year, I'm pretty sure it was. Not even having that many touchdowns. And obviously, he's not a guy who's going to be throwing all these passing touchdowns, but he just got A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, absolutely star-studded cast now. Not star-studded, but it's pretty good. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith is at least at minimum an average wide receiving core when you factor in the fact that they also have Dallas Goedert. Jalen Hurts coming off the board here. We'll do it. We'll take our 4th running back here. Not have to worry about running backs for the entire rest of the draft. Get J.K. Dobbins, James Conner, Joe Mixon, and Derrick Henry. If they're going to give us this value, we're going to take it. We're going to take it every time. Unfortunately, we will not be able to take Dalton Schultz. It's unfortunate unless he somehow falls into the abyss. Probably not going to happen. I do like this team. I do like this team a lot. I feel like I say this every draft, but I do feel really confident in this team. I'm a little worried with what we're going to do at QB. Probably end up getting somebody like Matt Stafford. Potentially, I'm imagining probably not at 81. He most likely won't be there, but Trey Lance. I think it would be cool. I don't think it'll happen, but if we could get Amari Cooper, because Amari Cooper has still been in free fall. I don't think it's possible to get him. But get Amari Cooper and then pair him up with Deshaun Watson really late. And then have 3 great wide receivers, 1 or 2 with issues. But after the issues are resolved, 2 phenomenal wide receivers. Or 3 phenomenal wide receivers. Elijah Moore coming off the board here. Again, notably before Amari Cooper. A lot of these guys have been coming off before Amari Cooper, which is interesting. Elijah Mitchell, I was just going to say, still on the board. Usually, I feel like I see Elijah Mitchell going ahead of his ADP. Now a little bit behind. Dalton Schultz, same thing. I feel like people have kind of started to temper their expectations on Dalton Schultz. I mean, Dalton Schultz really got pushed up to his absolute ceiling in terms of where he was going to go. I can't see him going much higher than pick 66. Maybe some people will reach on him a little bit, but I just don't see it too often. Here we got Joe Shiesty still on the board too, and Antonio Gibson. I was thinking it is possible Antonio Gibson does make it back to us here, which I really don't want to see because I would be tempted to take him. I really would be because I really don't get the whole philosophy behind why Antonio Gibson has fallen so much. I really don't. I mean, he finished as the running back 10 in back-to-back seasons. Sure, they brought in Brian, what was it, Brian Robinson? But at the same time, you're bringing in Brian Robinson in the third round. You're not taking that guy to take all the touches, or even most of the touches, away from Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson's still going to be involved at least on first and second downs. Okay, we got a little pinched on quarterback here. A little bit unfortunate, a little three quarterback run here. So we're probably going to wait, maybe get Dak Prescott in the eighth round. Hopefully, potentially at a little bit of value. It is possible. But I don't really think it's smart to reach in a guy like that right now. I was saying this last draft. I was saying it is possible that Antonio Gibson could make it to the back end of the seventh, eighth round. Now I really do think that I'm going to be waiting a little longer at running back and start trying to take guys like Antonio Gibson. I really just don't understand. Antonio Gibson has free fallen, been an absolute free fall into the abyss, and like I say we like almost have to take him here if he's available. I know. I know this is crazy. I know this is absolutely crazy. I am aware. I'm a crazy drafter. But we're going to have easily, by far, the strongest running backs in the entire draft. By far, the strongest running backs. It's not close. And we have good wide receivers. Good, stable wide receivers. But Antonio Gibson also has the ability to have ridiculous games. Because he has that straight line of speed to be able to have supreme burst. I really hope he's honestly. I hope Matt Hartman does end up taking him because I've been talking about him so much and I've been hyping him up. But at the end of the day, we already have so many RBs here. Damian Harris. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Because I can't justify it. I can't justify taking him here, even though I really want to. If he falls somehow to the next round, we'll take him. Somehow. I don't think he will. I think Alejandro has to scoop the value here. But if he somehow does, we'll take him. If not, I like Dak. Uh, Dak would be fine. Stafford would be fine here. Chris Olave would be fine here. Kadarius Toney coming off the board. I don't really like Michael Thomas that much. It is possible. I mean, he does have the ceiling to absolutely pop off, but I've been absolutely fading Michael Thomas. I mean, who knows if he's even going to be 1/10 as talented as when he had his insane season. He hasn't played in like 2 years. Um, Dak Prescott coming off the board. I do think it's possible. I was just going to say, I do think it's possible Antonio Gibson can make it back to us. Thank God he doesn't. It hurts me. It pains me to say. I really wanted him here, but I did. Maybe we take TJ Hawkinson too. TJ Hawkinson, somebody I think is kind of being slept on right now, honestly. He went from somebody that I was absolutely fading compared to Dalton Schultz to somebody that's being slept on now. Although there is so many wide receivers on the board here, I think it is probably smarter to go T-Hawk. Alright, pretty interesting draft thus far. We had all three of those quarterbacks come off the board all at once. Now most of these guys have QBs, which is honestly the main reason why I didn't end up taking a QB here. I imagine Dak will probably be off the board, presumably, but Dak's actually already off the board. I imagine Stafford will probably be off the board here, presumably, but it is possible he somehow isn't. And if not, then I will definitely take him. But even if so, Aaron Rodgers should still be on the board here. And I do have Allen Lazard. Get a little Green Bay Packers stack. I'm actually eating this Green Bay Packers stack this year. I think it's like one of the best stacks you could get. I've been eating the Aaron Rodgers, Allen Lazard stack this year, and Christian Watson easily. I've been rocking this stack almost every draft. I really don't see why all three of their ADPs, I guess aside from Allen Lazard, are so low. I think all three make the case that they should ascend. I mean, I think it's one of the most slept on offenses in the entire league in terms of fantasy value. I really don't get it. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Let me know, guys, down in the comments if you'd like to see a video on that. And I guess while I'm at it, while I'm here, if you guys are still watching right now, if you guys are still watching this video, please go down, leave a like, leave a comment, letting me know what you guys would like to see in the future. And if you really, really do enjoy the channel, please, please, it would mean so much to me, so much to me, if you could subscribe. Right now we're at eight loyal subscribers. If we could increase that number to 9, it would honestly make my day. It would make my week. I love you guys so much. But anyways, back to the video. We got pretty interesting run here. We got 3 wide receivers coming off the board in Christian Kirk, Brendan Ayuk, and Valdez-Scantling. Brendan Ayuk falling a little bit, especially down draft boards. And then we got Rashad Penny, Chase Edmonds, Devin Singletary, and Kareem Hunt. We do, unfortunately, have Matt Stafford coming off the board. It's sad, but I can't expect him to fall 10 picks in value. It's just pretty much impossible, especially at Matt Stafford's caliber. Threw 40 touchdowns last year, almost. I think he did throw 40 touchdowns. And he's in an offense that's absolutely electric still. They did lose OBJ and Robert Woods. Kirk Cousins coming off the board. But at the end of the day, it's still Matt Stafford. They did gain Cam Akers as well. So I do think it is a very interesting offense. Here we may honestly go tight end again. We may go Dallas Goedert here. Oh, we don't have, shit, I forgot we didn't have Jalen Hurts. We got Aaron Rodgers coming off the board too. We may just go very, very risky at quarterback and just grab as much talent as we can at other positions here. Here, I think I will go Dawson Knox, unless I probably will go Dawson Knox anyways. I've been kind of diversifying myself between Dawson Knox and Dallas Goedert, although I do like Dawson Knox a little more, and I probably will be taking him in more leagues here, just because I think Dawson Knox is in a much more friendly offense to wide receivers and tight ends. Not necessarily because I doubt Dallas Goedert's talent. Also, Dallas Goedert did just get another weapon aside from him in A.J. Brown, whereas Dawson Knox still obviously has Diggs and Gabe Davis, but it's not the same as having somebody come in like A.J. Brown and having a supreme rushing quarterback, whereas Josh Allen can really just do it all. And also, in a situation like this, I look at it that the Dawson Knox is pretty much not being covered. You know what I'm trying to say. Like, not being covered, but covered way less than a guy of Dawson Knox's caliber should be, or on any other team would be, because of that offense is just so good at spreading the ball out to whoever needs it. Here, we're in an interesting situation. We could go Chase Claypool or Kenneth Walker. I would probably go Kenneth Walker here, honestly. Likely vying for number 2 duties. Wow. I'm a little surprised. Michael Gallup coming off the board here. Actually, I know I just said we were probably gonna take Kenneth Walker. It was not because of the news, but I thought about it, seeing Michael Gallup and Rondale Moore coming off the board. We're gonna go with Christian Watson here. It would pretty much be our only chance to get him. And although we are not getting him at a value here, we are reaching a little bit in terms of ADP. I think it is smart to get a guy like Christian Watson here, even if it is a little bit above ADP. Because now, whoever Aaron Rodgers likes better, we have access to. And if both of them do good, great, fine, whatever. I'm not too mad about it. So now we have 4 great running backs, 2 great wide receivers, and 2, talent wide receivers, and then completely average tight ends. But this is pretty much how I like to build my teams. Average, and then everything else, I like to have, 3 above average positions, and then 1 sacked to the gods position. 1 absolutely awful position. I think that's the best way to build teams, honestly. And just hope that a god-awful position can pan out. Because at the end of the day, if you're hoping for 3 positions to pan out and you absolutely deck out 1, or 2 positions to pan out, you only are able to deck out 2, it's way worse, because you can't hope for all these positions to work out. You got to put your eggs in 1 basket and then put most of your eggs in like 2 baskets or 3 baskets, and then just have that last basket sitting there until you can get some crazy good upside on a guy like a Daniel Jones, like a Tua, like a Deshaun Watson. Deshaun. That's who we're going to be getting. That's who we're 100% going to be getting here. Here we got a ton of running backs coming off the board, which is exactly what we want to see. We already have an absolutely stacked running back room. So that's exactly what we want to see. We probably will end up taking three QBs here, honestly, just because we only have to take four running backs realistically. Um, I mean, I maybe I could have justified taking Kenneth Walker or James Cook, but at this point, I think it's probably best that we end up targeting more wide receivers. Getting a guy, I don't really like Tim Pat. I don't really like any of these three wide receivers, honestly. I don't really understand drafting Nicole. I don't really understand. I guess I could understand drafting Kenny Galladay. I also don't understand drafting Tim Patrick. In my opinion, aside from Tim Patrick, their roles can pretty much only go down. I know Mecole, obviously on the outside, it looks like he's getting a lot more volume. But at the same time, he's been in that offense for what, 4 or 5 years now? And they've never used him as a really like an every down guy since the start of his career. They've never used him as an every down guy. Now, they're not just going to suddenly start using him as an every down guy when they bring in Juju. They draft Sky Moore in the second round. They still have Travis Kelce. Mecole Hardman is a field stretcher and will provide value to you for a couple games, but at this point, I'd rather take stability here. I'd rather take stability. Here we are probably going to go with Jacoby Myers, unless he somehow is off the board. I do hope Fryermuth and Gesicki and all them do end up coming off the board as well. Here we are going to go Jacoby Myers, and then probably take Jameson Williams in the next round after that. It would actually be really nice to get Jameson Williams, and then maybe go with Tua. I think here we are definitely drafting three QBs. We'll draft Tua and or Jameson Williams, depending on who we feel. But one of these two guys, and then we probably Tua comes off the board, so we're hoping for Jameson Williams here. I mean, as long as one of these guys takes a tight end or two, we should be okay. I was kind of hoping, this wouldn't really fall, it wouldn't really be like this, but it is okay. It's not too bad. JMO comes off the board too. Kind of in a little bit of a sticky spot right now. Then I probably will go Jamison Crowder here. Although Jamison Crowder, it's kind of a similar situation to Dawson Knox to me, honestly. Mike Gesicki coming off the board here as well. Alejandro is up. But it would be nice to get these wide receivers, since we do have pretty decent wide receiver room. It would be nice to just fill up on as many wide receivers as possible. Get like probably like 8 wide receivers, maybe like 9 wide receivers. Honestly, maybe I could have made the case to go Pat Fryermuth here. I think in hindsight it would have made some sense because I am only taking 4 running backs because my 4 running backs are absolutely stacked right now. So I think it would have honestly made some sense to go with Pat Fryermuth. Because there isn't really any good tight. Like, there's definitely a pretty massive tier break after Pat Fryermuth. The only other tight end I could really justify taking is Cameron Brate. That's just about it. Or Gronk, but there's really no other tight ends in the league right now that I could justify taking. Now that I already have two decent ones at that. So we're just gonna hope for more wide receiver value to come to us. Get more wide receiver value on this board. Take a few more of these guys. And then really start hammering these QBs, which I don't really want to do because they're pretty disgusting, but you do what you got to do sometimes. We're going to go into the filth. We're going to go into the stink. And we're hopefully going to come out with some good guys. Take a guy like Daniel Jones. Wow, it's interesting. I've never really... I mean, I have done this before, but it feels weird, honestly, not having a quarterback right now. It does. It's okay. It'll be okay. I promise. I promise you, viewers, it'll be okay. We're going to make it through it together. But for now, Daniel Jones and Zach Wilson does not really sound too great, honestly. Maybe I will even wait longer and go for somebody like Carson Wentz or Baker Mayfield here. Maybe what I could do, honestly, is wait until the last 4 rounds and go Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, and Carson Wentz. Or Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Carson Wentz. These 4 guys right here, I think are all decent options that are sort of being undervalued right now at this point. So maybe I do wait a little bit and take one of these guys. I think that is probably the best course of action. We got Pat Fryermuth going all the way at 142. That's mind-blowing to me. I mean, Pat Fryermuth almost exclusively goes in this group of tight ends right here with Cole Kmet, Mike Gesicki, where's Irv Smith? Irv Smith, He goes like in the middle of this pack usually. He's never the last one too. Very rarely is he the last one. So seeing him come off the board last is weird. Just straight up weird. Um, Here, maybe I will go Algier here, just because he's here. Um, Maybe I wait until the round after. I don't know if I like that idea much. Maybe here. Oh, Tyler Joe comes off the board anyways. So maybe we go. I mean, quarterback or running back here, honestly, would probably be the best idea. I probably will go Tyrion Davis Price here. Just because if he does get a starting workload, I mean, it's just absolutely insane. My running back room would be ridiculous. My running back room would just be absurdly good. One, and even if he doesn't get a starting job, it doesn't really matter. Eli Mitchell could always go down. Sure, he is just a pure backup in that sense, but so is every other running back in this range at this point. And Tyrion Davis at least has the upside to where he potentially could start week one. Very few of the running backs have that upside in this range. Very, very few. So we'll go Tyrion Davis Price here, unless he is sniped. This guy does have 8 wide receivers. He has 8 wide receivers. Wow, that's crazy. And yet I hate his wide receiver room, honestly. Aside from Jarvis, I like Jarvis. Amon Ra's interesting. DJ Moore. I never really spoken about Amon Ra. My feelings are Amon Ra. Tyrion Davis Price coming off the board here. That actually did. I always say it as a joke, but that ripped my heart out. That absolutely ripped my heart out. We're gonna go Daniel Jones. Here we go. That stinks. I was really hoping for Tyrion Davis Price there. But this guy, my thoughts on Amon Ra St. Brown are that, I mean, obviously everybody saw what he did the last 6 weeks of the season. He absolutely lit up the fantasy world the last 6 weeks of the season. You could definitely call him a league winner. It wouldn't even be a stretch to say that. And he was definitely a beast. But the thing is, that was when TJ Hawkinson was out, DeAndre Swift was out. Now they bring in Jameson Williams, a very, very capable wide receiver who got really, really high draft capital. Sure, he's going to be injured the first, 6, 7 weeks of the season. But after that, this is week 17 we're talking about here. We care about the last week because the last week is when 99% of the money is on the line. So we care about the last week. And Amon Ra is not a good pick for the last week, in my humble opinion. That's why I haven't been drafting much Amon Ra. I do like Amon Ra as a talent. I think he had a really, really good rookie season. But I just don't think the situation is right. And sometimes that's really what you're looking for when you're drafting a guy. You need a good or at least passable situation. And he just doesn't have it, in my opinion. He does. He has a really interesting situation. I just don't think in the long term it's smart to buy into a guy like that. But he does have all the talent in the world. I will not take that away from him. Those last 6 games are absolutely electric. It has possibly proves me wrong too. That's one of the guys where I really do hope I'm wrong. And I really hope me fading him is wrong because I do think he's really talented and watching him light up the world was pretty awesome. Amon Ra's got talent. Here we got Jameis Winston coming off the board. I almost just said Jameson Williams after all this Amon Ra talk. DJ Shark. It's pretty interesting. We got a lot of running backs coming off here. Would have liked Algier or Tyrion Davis Price. Just doesn't happen in this draft. It happens sometimes. We do get Daniel Jones securing our first QB here. Usually I don't like taking 3 QBs. I think it's fine though. If you take one of either 3 tight ends or 3 QBs, I think that's fine. But I don't think taking both is ever a good idea. Because at that point, you're just limiting depth on everything else. And the fact that I am most likely, if I had gotten Tyrion Davis Price or Tyler Algier, it would have been a different story. But the fact that I am most likely taking only 4 running backs here, unless, like Donta Foreman falls to the last pick, then maybe it's whatever. But I most likely will be taking 4 running backs, which allows me to take 8 or 9 wide receivers. And at that point, I pretty much don't have to worry. We get Alec Pierce here. We get Njoku coming off the board. We got Nico Collins. Nico Collins is somebody I'd actually like it. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of Nico Collins? I'm honestly not too sure on him. The draft stock has been rising. I haven't really done too much research on him at this point. As Tyler Higbee comes off the board. But please let me know what you guys think in the comments. And again, I just want to say it one more time. Please, if you're enjoying the video, please go down, leave a like, leave a comment. Uh, and if you really, really enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. You could always change your mind later. Totally fine by me. You can unsubscribe at any time. I have a really whack take. Uh, if I don't take the player you want, you can unsubscribe. But in the meantime, just subscribe. You won't regret it most likely. But here we do have Noah Fant coming off the board. We got a little bit of a tight end run going, which is good for us. James Robinson and Jamal Williams coming off the board as well. Detroit running back right there. It is interesting. He does have a pretty good backup role because whoever is backing up DeAndre Swift is probably going to be getting most of the touches in that offense. As we saw last year, the games DeAndre Swift was out, Jamal Williams was feasting. Even more tight ends coming off the board. Oh my God. Austin Hooper and Evan Ingram here. Holy crap. Here we're going to go George Pickens. We're picking Pickens. Hopefully going to get Paris Campbell as well. Round out our wide receiver room. Take 3 of them. And then at that point, we would just really have to hope and pray that our boy Deshaun Watson is there. I might not be willing to take that risk, honestly. I may be picking Pickens. I may be picking Pickens and then going Deshaun Watson. Here we probably will go Pickens. And then we're going to go Deshaun Watson here. Personally, I don't want to take the risk that he doesn't fall, and it is totally possible that he doesn't. Here in this situation, all these guys have 2 QBs, so it doesn't really, really matter that I took Pickens here over a guy like Deshaun Watson. But I think taking Deshaun Watson here is probably smart. And then in the next round, I could get a stack with him and David Bell. A very, very cheap stack. One of the cheapest stacks for upside that's virtually insane at this point. I mean, if Deshaun Watson plays 8 games and David Bell is his favorite target, this team is really, really lethal. Oh no, I'm getting a virus. Yeah, Marvin Jones and Julio Jones, the Joneses, going off the board back to back. PSA 10. Got to make 2 picks here, and he's taking his sweet, sweet, sweet time. Who will he take? He takes Paris Campbell. So anyways, we're not getting Paris Campbell no matter what. We got 8 receivers, though. We're pretty happy about it. I'm surprised Mark Ingram isn't off the board yet. Really surprised, actually. Somebody would go J.D. McKissick over Mark Ingram. I feel like at that point, Mark Ingram's just a better back. Or not better back, but walking into more opportunity, most likely. Oh my God, we're 1 pick away from the boy, the homie. Not really a homie with what he did, honestly. Terrible person for what he did. But a guy who potentially can produce a lot of fantasy points. I'm not condoning what he did at all, but he can definitely produce fantasy points for us. So now we get him. And now we can take a guy like Carson Wentz, like Ryan Tannehill, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield. Any of these 4 guys I would be more than fine with. And that rounds out. Oh, Deshaun Watson's got a week 9 bye. Not that he's going to be playing the first 9 weeks anyways, so he'll probably come back week 10 if he does end up playing, and then ride out the rest of the season. There's a lot of guys we like here. I don't think KJ Hamler's making it back to us. There's very little chance of that. Wan'Dale Robinson, same thing. It is possible. David Bell, obviously, would be great. So one of these 3 guys right here would be awesome. And then a Carson Wentz or someone like that. And this is really nice because now we get 3 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 9 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. I don't know if this build, how it fared last year. It's a pretty unique build. But I do think it's a good build with the team that we have. Getting 4 absolutely stellar running backs. And then just hammering wide receiver after that. Like at this point, I think it's really interesting because all these wide receivers could produce value for us on any given week. Getting 8 of them, you figure a lot of them are going to be producing value. Whereas people like this on this team, the 6'10", what is that, Phyllis? He's got 5 wide receivers, 3 tight ends, Dalton Schultz, Mark Andrews. It just doesn't make sense to me. He totally squandered absolutely insane draft. I mean, after taking Justin Herbert, you only need 1 more QB. He takes 2. You only need... I just don't get it. You only need 1 more tight end if you get... Oh my God. Sure, he got Pat Freiermuth at an insane value. I can't be mad at that. But Trevor Lawrence was a terrible pick. I think this guy totally squandered what could have otherwise been an absolutely insane draft. And when you're in positions like this, when you're in positions where you can get Saquon Barkley, Cooper Kupp, and Mark Andrews, the only thing, and I repeat, the only thing you have to do is not squander it. You need to not squander it. You need to be able to get some decent value afterwards and just not blow it, not completely blow it. And that guy blew it. He blew it. He blew it. Pains me to see. What can you do? Again, thank you. Thank you so much, Phils0419, for your $5. Really appreciate it. The whole league thanks you. Alejandro, same thing. I'll say one more thank you to you for giving us your $5. Feels good. Feels really good. Actually, awesome. Beautiful. Here we got this draft. Oh, my apologies for the yawn. Here we got this draft pretty much wrapping up here. We got DR the Professor. Dope name, honestly. I'm drafting here at the 197. Whoever he takes, doesn't really matter. I imagine most of the time David Bell will probably be on the board here, especially 7-8-8. This guy needs another tight end direly. He avoids it. Whatever. I'm good with it. This guy's Darren Waller. This guy's got Cole Kmet as his only tight end. Cole Kmet. Oh my god. Painful to see. Painful to see. Amateurs drafting with us. But it is okay for us. We will gladly take it. Although, again, we're projected a very low amount of points. Who cares? Who really cares about our projections? Doesn't matter. We're taking these guys swing for the fence prospects. And we're hoping for the best. We're hoping for the absolute best. We got 3 rookies in a row here. And Christian Watson. We got 4 rookies on this team. This is called the rookie lineup right here. The absolute rookie lineup. But it is okay. I like a little rookie lineup action when it comes to that point. J.K. Dobbins ADP, honestly, just noticing this now. He used to be going like pick 52 on average. Now 59. And I honestly, again, I think it's just running backs in general. But they're definitely being faded. More than they should be. Here we're going to probably, most likely, Carson Wentz is off the board. One fault of waiting till the very end. But I probably should have just went with him over David Bell. At this point, we are most likely going to go... after that, there's a huge tier drop off. We're going to have to go Mariota here. I expect him to start the full season. I don't think Desmond Ritter's getting a full start. A sad way to end this draft here that was otherwise insane. Otherwise, a really good draft. But I thank you guys so much for watching this draft. And I hope you all have an awesome day. Thank you again so much. And if you enjoyed, please go down in the comments, like, and subscribe. It means the world to me. And again, I'm going to say it one more time for like the 4th or 5th time. Thank you so much for watching this video.